Oh my goodness. Are we? Are we?
Yes.
Barely. Oh, hold on. Which post-it do I have today? Oh, yes. Today is Friday.
It is Friday, July 22nd, 2022. And this is the Ragin 2, the vlogs.
The show with the nasty name, but the nice content.
You ready for this?
About as ready as I'm going to get. Hit it.
All right.
Infamous gunslinger Desmond Gibbons, better known across the Wild West as the Cactus Kid, comes to the sleepy town of Clarkson. Trouble finds him in the unlikeliest of sources, the sheriff. After their conflict, the Cactus Kid finds himself inexplicably wearing the badge of a lawman. Later, while on the trail of a serial killer, he and his deputy run afoul of a powerful druid, and the events that lead to the Cactus Kid's transformation into the hulking, four-armed projectile reptile are even more than the druid bargained for. From the Wild West to current-day Los Angeles, where he meets superheroes Black Eagle and Red Hawk, and forms an uneasy alliance with the stunning but deadly Kitty Hawk. Join the projectile reptile on a journey of gunslinging druidic magic, superheroes, and artifacts. Projectile Reptile from Dojo Kun Comics, only on Indiegogo. Are you ready for the truly Wild West?
It's Monty Moore. I'm a 30-year comics veteran in comics, games, and movies, and you've been watching one of my absolute favorite podcasts, Catch the Craze.
You are watching Catch the Craze.
What am I listening to?
And you're listening to Catch the Craze.
Where are all the indies at?
A Catch the Craze podcast.
What are you watching?
I'm watching Catch the Craze.
What are you going to do?
Subscribe now to Catch the Craze, the #1 show online for independent.
Have you subscribed to?
You are an independent. Catch the Craze! Making moves on your own. Catch the Craze! On your grind in the streets. Catch the Craze! Join the movement. Catch the Craze!
The boys got me pumped, and I lost my brand folder. There we go.
Here we are. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Nita. Oh my goodness. It's another Jesus Christ. It's like I'm trying not to blow up my Con Ed bill. And it's like I have like the air conditioning in the other room just high, well, just on enough so that I'm not sweating every time I move. But still though, the running temperature in this office right now is 89 degrees.
Ooh, you're hotter than me right now.
Oh my goodness. So it's like, yeah, that's why during the summer I stopped making, I need a haircut. I definitely need a haircut. But the thing is though, to do it during the summer is such a waste of time. The last time I was at a hairdresser, he was like doing all this stuff and styling and the sprays and stuff. And, you know, because I just let him, it's like, look, I just need like body or something, you know, I needed a little cut shorter in body. And he was doing all this stuff. And I didn't have the heart to tell him, it's like, bro, this is all going to disappear the second I go outside in this humidity.
Layers. Just some layers.
No, right. So it's like, you know, once I'm just waiting for it to get cooler so I can get a proper haircut finally. But aside from that, it's like, hello everybody. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and I am known for, what am I known for? Oh yeah, here we go. Let me put this out here. Oh yeah, so I am known for the Funny Animal fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which if you didn't see, I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous vlog, but everything is at the printers. So if thank you everybody for supporting the campaign for volumes 1-4. Everything's at the printers. So hopefully by the time Kickstarter finally kicks me my money, everything will be here and I'll be able to get everything out as quickly as possible. And I am also known for my medieval fantasy soap opera, Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, which is currently in pre-launch on Kickstarter right now. Link is in the show notes. The actual campaign launches on August 22nd. And, we're going to be launching it here on the show. So we're trying something a little different. But head on over to the links in the show notes below. Click on the follow me button or whatever the notify me button, because there's always some cool first day, launch day goodies that I'm always giving away for the first pledgers that support the campaign. So, but in the meantime, you can read both my comics online at Tall Tales, TAILS online.com and egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics on YouTube, on my own channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, which also simulcasts through the Ragin 2 network. So, hit both subscribe buttons, hit both notification bells so that you see.
Just push all the buttons.
Push all the buttons. It's that simple. We know you want to do it. It's that way you get notified whenever any of our videos go live, any of our live streams, and you don't miss a thing. So Nita, who are you?
My name is Nita Lanning. I am a writer, vlogger, blogger from Southeast Louisiana. I am the blue-eyed savage and mouth of the South.
And our resident rap god. So, already I can see the chat is hopping. So who's in the chat today? Who's
let's see. We got Mike Jimmy. We got Pops Van Zant.
Hello, Pops.
We have Mike Walters, John Celestri,
welcome, John.
Let's see, Haslam Productions. So we've got Tina or Rodney. Let's see, and that's it for right now.
Right. Oh, so
it's Tina this morning.
Oh, there we go. Hello,
morning,
Tina. I like it. Hello, John. It's like, yes, John, who is hard at work at his working on Bloodwing Angel. I think the last time he mentioned he was on page 120. It's like, good for you, sir. Can't wait for that campaign to come out so I can buy all the books again. Because like I said, I lost it in the flooding over here. So, so there we go. I'm patiently waiting, sir. Thank you. Yes. And I see you people who are also watching us from regions beyond. If you're watching this on Kickstarter, if you're watching, I wish, right? Like we should be able to broadcast right? The Kickstarter, right? It's like if you're watching this from Facebook, or from Twitter, wherever you're finding the links, come on over to YouTube. Like I said, hit the subscribe button. Let's make the algorithm gods happy so that our message of merriment and mirth will be spread far and wide. But thank you for watching us anyway. Even if you're just listening to us, while you're maybe you're at work, maybe you're actually working something. You're working on a comic. Maybe you're doing something. So I'm glad that you decided to spend your time with us. So thank you so much. So. Whew, yeah. So Nita, what's up with you today? What's
the usual promotional get into it. Just get into it. Show notes got to be edited. We got some changes coming up. New production.
Right.
Work.
Yeah.
Work
just work. Right. It's like, do you notice if there's certain seasons for campaigns? Like, is the summer really busy?
The summer is really busy. The dead space is right before Christmas, which is actually a good choice because the majority of crowd funds don't really do well between Christmas and New Year.
Right. So it's like, is there kind of like a cutoff as to when you should because I have a campaign that's coming around like November, and it's like, and it ends I think
mid-December.
That's it. Like, don't go any further than.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Right.
I mean, unless you're one of those people with 100,000 followers.
Oh,
like
well,
shit,
yeah.
you know, one of those you're gonna fund if you're sitting on the toilet dropping a deuce and throw it up there. You know.
Well, that's true. Yeah, and we have seen that.
It's happened.
Yeah, you know, so it's like, look at that. I even have to have a little towel to wipe my knees down. My knees are sweating, Nita. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's like, you know, but like I said, it's like I don't feel like paying $400 for a monthly electric bill. So this is what I got to put up with. You know, so this is what I got to put up with. You know, I suffer for everyone. You know, it's like, this is a, you know, we get the vlogs done. I get the art done. You know, it's like, you know, at least that's the thing. Everything gets done regardless, right? So, I got a package reveal today.
Oh yeah, reveal your package, Daphne.
Right, there you go. You want to see my package?
Oh, I do.
We got.
Wait. Yes. Oh. What?
I got so George went on. He raised $5,000 on his first campaign on Kickstarter. Like, and soon after he went on a whirlwind trip down the Riviera, stayed in Greece. It's like, oh, are you spending all our money? Is that what happens? You raise $5,000 and you go to Greece? No, he actually, you know, it's like, no, George is very responsible. Obviously, the second he purchased, you know, he got all the stuff ordered after the campaign, you know, and so by the time he came back from his vacation, everything was ready to go. So there we go. So here we are, Wonder Duck. I finally got my issue. And by the way, George, I hope you enjoyed your trip, because it's like, yeah, I could use a vacation right now. That's for sure. So here we are, you know, so we're using a nice, you know, Gemini mailer, and look, Nita, packing tape, painter's tape, just for you. Look at that painter's tape, because we don't want to ruin our books, right?
At least they're learning.
Exactly, you know. So
painter's tape or washi tape.
Yeah, because that's I bought like a whole pack of washi tape. Ever since Nita and Meredith complained to me about using regular tape on my packages, I've just been using washi tape for everything. So obviously not to close the packages, of course, but on the actual books, it's always going to be washi tape, so that because you accidentally ruined a book because
tore it covered, taking it out of the bag.
Right.
I mean, fresh out of bag and board. The Scotch tape caught it like right on the corner and ripped it. I was like, ugh.
So the first thing that we have here, I mean, these are actually really nice. So I have a set of prints, some Wonder Duck prints. And the thing is, though, it's like they're really like high quality. They're very thick paper, you know, so it's very nice here. So here's the first print that I have, right? Here's this one. I think this is the one that Sam did for him. I think that's Sam's. Okay. And then there's this one. You know, yeah, it's like, and then there's his Todd McFarlane.
Oh, I love this one.
I really like this one too. You know, it would have been really cool, but I'm not sure if he did that on the cover or not, because I know that this as a hollow cover, I mean, I'm sure it must look really nice if he did that.
Oh yeah,
like,
spectacular.
To do hollow or to have all of these like gold foil. I mean, that's just really nice, right? And then there's this one. Let's see. Oh, this is actually George. That George actually drew this. See, that's the thing. It's like George doesn't really draw anymore. So to get a piece that he did is actually a big deal. Here's another one. So I guess that's the print of the cover A that I got, and then here's the last print that I got as well. Nice. Look, looking like a movie. Like look at that. It's like Wonder Duck is on Netflix already. Look at that.
So dynamic.
You know, there we go. You know, so here is the actual Wonder Duck issue that I got. So this is the next chapter. So this actually continues from a trade paperback that he had released previously years ago. I actually have one of his prototypes that he was trying out. So I guess he was testing like a printer or something. As far as I know, that you can still, you go to Get Your Meds, medz.com, and you can pick up all of I guess like you can pick up that first trade that starts off this story. So here we go. So it's signed by George, artwork by Big Cat Studios.
Nice.
Studio 9 Lives now. Oh yeah, because he told me that they changed their name because now they're doing animation.
Wow. Okay.
So and they actually offered to do like a trailer for Wonder Duck, but he said that it was just very expensive. It's like, he wasn't at that point yet. It's like, oh, I didn't raise that much money on Kickstarter. So this is the continuation of that trade paperback. And here we go. So I got here's the prismatic sticker. Oh, you can't really see.
You can kind of get a feel for it.
So I got that. And then I got, I guess, one of his character stickers.
Nice.
Right. I know JD. Oh, I wish I had I didn't want to open it on, until I was on the show, but JD had gotten the trading card, which has some really nice gold foil on it, and I forgot to get it. So so next time I'll show. But yeah, so that is my Wonder Duck reveal. Like I said, thank you, George. Congratulations on your first outing on Kickstarter. So so I got the books. It's all looking good. And so like I said, if anybody who wants to pick up Wonder Duck, Nita will put his link in the show notes. Get Your Meds. And you can order from him directly. I think you can also order through Darkfire Press, but go to Get Your Meds first. That's his main website. So there we go. So there we go. She's writing down furiously.
I've got to make sure. I've got to. There's so much going on. I'll forget.
Right. Speaking of making a list and crossing off stuff, big announcement for me, because I'm finally done with color correcting Eagle Raven issue 5. Nice. This is finally in the can. So now all my pages are done and corrected. So now I can finally get the proof done for issue 5. So and it's just really weird to finally get to this point, because technically this is like the last old issue that I have pretty much that I've worked on. So it's like, so when you go to the website and I say, it's like you can read the first 5 issues of Eagle Raven for free. This is it. These are the first 5 issues. And after this, everything is going to be pretty much brand new. Even though 6 and 7, I had the layout sketched out for that for years. But technically, when you guys see the difference between issue 5 and the way issue 6 looks, I mean, I surprised myself. So this is a real big milestone for me, because it's like it finally tells me I did something with this, and now it's time. And now it's time for me to finish the story, and yeah. So I'm really chuffed about having this finished and crossing it completely off my to-do list. I now have this huge block of red because it's all done. And so now all I have to do is just finish your sketch covers, do the 3 commissions that I have, and honestly, I think I will be able to zero out my slate before the end of July with just a little over a week left. So I'm very, very happy with myself.
We're so proud of you, Daphne.
I know. Thank you. Hey, it's like I just realized we didn't do any housekeeping.
Oh, I'm on it.
Right.
Okay, I'll start.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so beginning in August, Nina will have Sunrise Blossom 1 through 3 coming out. She's on Kickstarter. I will add those links to the show notes as well. You can find that as soon as I edit and publish. So let's see. Okay, Tina and Rodney from Hasm Productions have Roadkill Rampage 3. They are killing it. They're almost at 3K with 47 backers. They have 27 days left to go. I strongly suggest you head over there and check out this campaign. If blood and guts and horror is your thing, this is the comic for you. All right, Daphne, you ready?
Yeah. Wow. Enter the first unicorn. So this is for volume 1. I mean, Nita, it just felt like just yesterday I was putting out issue 1 for the first time. And here we are. It's like that issue 1 came out in January 2021. And here we are, July 2022, and already we're talking about volume 1, collecting issues 1 through 4. I mean, that is absolutely crazy. It's just awesome. I just never would have expected this for myself, really. And I've been at this for a while, and it just goes to show you that even then, it's like we can still surprise ourselves, So yes, so again, launching August 22nd. And it's on pre-launch right now. I'm trying to get to 100 followers. I'm at 70 something, I think 73 or 74 followers right now. I'm trying to break 100 before the campaign launches. So go all the links in the show notes below.
That's it.
Right. And of course, as you can see with George, he needed to send out his books in style. So of course he used Gemini mailers. Did he use our coupon code? I hope so. I hope that George saved 5%, because you should also save 5% on your next Gemini mailer order with our coupon code Ragin2. So, because make sure, do it. Just do it. And if you have any questions, comments, you want us to talk about something within reason, there's certain topics that just don't seem to make any sense on this show. But you know what? You never know until you ask, right? RaginABC@gmail.com. Nita will hook you up. Also, the thing is, too, do you like what you see? Do you like what we're doing on the shows? Do you want to see more content like this? Do you want to help support, us on this channel? We are actually, it's like, do you want to sponsor episodes? Do you want to, I don't know, you want to give us, tips or something? Who knows? It's like, whatever. Contact Nita at raginabc@gmail.com, and she'll hook you up. And let's talk. It's like, you never know, right?
And Daphne, something wicked this way comes.
Oh, yes, that's right. Oh, yeah, I like that. Yes, another episode of House of Bob coming up on July 30th. This is our adults only live stream where we will be doing I will be doing erotic artwork, and I will be having dirty conversations with Nita and the chat, but it's like, what, it's adult conversations with adults. It's like we actually have a really good time. The topic for the next episode is monster boyfriends and other fuckable creatures. So like I said, just because it's an adults only show doesn't mean that we can't have fun with it. So our chat is usually, our chat is great on that show. I mean,
they really are. They're very well behaved.
They help me color in pieces, really, because I will be like all stuck. I don't know nothing about color theory. I just know what looks good, and I'll be like, chat, is it better like this or is it better like this? And they help me color pieces. So come on over, have some fun, help me color some pieces, and maybe when I finally put together a House of Bob book, I can list everybody, in like on a back page or something as, I don't know, what would they be? They're kind of like assistant editors or something. Everybody can be an assistant editor on House of Bob.
Works for me.
So there you go. So like I said, we have a good time. So it's a Saturday, July 30th, 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern. So join us there.
Woo.
So what was it? So last Friday we had quite the weeb fight, didn't we?
Did you want to throw a bump before we get started?
Yeah, let's do that, because it's like, you know what, I want to do a little continuation of what started last Friday. So let's show some love, and we'll be right back.
Woohoo. Where the
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Now on Sunday mornings, longtime independent comics creator Randy Zimmerman brings to you a podcast that talks about the lighter and more whimsical side of comics, the fun side of comics. That's right. Sunday Funnies is back Sunday morning, 9 a.m. on the Raging 2 YouTube channel and on certain Facebook pages. Check it out, won't you? It's special guests, great talk, and a lot of fun as we work to put the fun back in funny books. See you there.
Amped up and ready to go. And like I said, that is available right now on Kickstarter, Roadkill Rampage 3 from Hasm Productions.
There you go. So last Friday we kind of started on, the idea wasn't really to debate as to why, we feel that manga is doing better than the mainstream, or what makes manga more accessible, and that's, but it's like, it like people were calling it the weeb fight. So it's like, I thought that today that we would kind of continue the conversation, but instead of like, being concerned about what the mainstream is doing or what it's not doing, it's like, I figure that we could talk about some of the manga that we are actually like going through and reading and enjoying and whatnot. Because C had said something yesterday that really stuck with me. It was kind of like I'm paraphrasing him at this moment, but the whole don't give glory to the devil. And the thing is that when he said it, it was like, yeah, that's exactly how I'm kind of vibing. It's like, it's so easy on these platforms to obsess over things you hate. Exactly. And the thing is, though, it's like, manga just means comics, so it's like, that's the thing. It's not even like, but I guess it shouldn't surprise me, because it's like, when you say comics to people, they immediately think superheroes.
Yes.
So when you say manga to these same people with that same sort of mindset, honestly, I don't really know what they think of when they when they think of manga. It's like, oh, it's the big guy Japanese shit, right? I mean, it's
well,
probably
if you read some of the reviews on Berserk, they think it's backwards misprinted books.
Right, well, look,
God, one of the reviews, God help that woman, #1 review on one of the Amazon sales sites for volume 1 of Berserk. She's like, there's a misprinted my book. It looks great. The pages all are together well, but it's printed completely backwards. And like, she was serious, and you could tell by the engagement in the conversation. And I was like, oh, you poor woman.
Right. It's like, and the thing is though, is that like, I know that when companies started bringing manga, more seriously into the United States, they tried to do the whole flipping the book to appeal to the way Americans read. But the thing is though, it does affect the book because, the panels are drawn in a different the panels are drawn in a different sequence, so even if you flip it, it doesn't mean that the panels still read correctly. Right. So in the end, I can understand why it's like, look, these are Japanese books. This is beyond being a translation. We're not doing, it's like, it's not just translating it to English, and it just, in the end, it does make sense to print it exactly the way you would read it in Japan. And if it's like, look, okay, it takes a little bit to get used to reading it backwards because we're here, right? It's like we're not
still reading left to right. Like some people seem to have this misconception that you're reading right to left. You're moving panels right to left, but you're still reading left to right.
The English is still correct. The English is still English. You're not reading words backwards. You're just following the pattern of the panels differently. Although, not for nothing, though, when I first got the Berserk volume, I did read it backwards. I think I might have gotten through a quarter of it before I realized I was reading it backwards.
But now you do.
But here's the funny thing, though. With that first volume, the story is set up in a way that it made sense
backwards too.
Because
that's a damn good book when you can flip it and still make sense.
It only because the thing is though is that Berserk, because it ends with the story of him as a child, right? But if I started with him as a child, right? Of course, it's like it still makes sense to me. But it's only when they transitioned to Guts as an adult, that's when I realized I was reading it wrong. Because now it's like the story itself didn't make sense. Because like, wait a minute, it's like you just told me the story, which and by the way, yes, his childhood seems to read just fine backwards too. So yeah. Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. So really it's like I think it's a lot of much ado about nothing when people complain about manga. But this is the thing though. So C had said the thing about, don't give glory to the devil. And instead of talking about, what we don't like about how mainstream treats manga or how
talk about what we do like,
right? Exactly. It's like, let's do that. It's like, why do I want to talk about it? It's like, look, there's enough people on this on these platforms bitching about everything to the point where I question whether they can enjoy anything in their lives,
right?
So I took out like a couple of books from my collection. So Nita, it's like, I know that you have your books really, really close. So what manga are you enjoying?
I'm reading Monster again.
Right.
It's so good. I'm going back again.
And that's the book that you said that for some reason it's hard to find volumes.
It was, but apparently they've just done a reprint. Right here I have volume 1 is somewhere, but I have 2 and 3 right here.
Right.
They're freaking great. Like the story. Here's the thing. I'm leaning more and more towards manga as far as mainstream is concerned, simply because I do not give a rat's ass for superheroes.
Right. Yeah.
I just don't. To me, they're played out. It's repetitive. It's the same story. Oh, save blah 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 blah.
Right.
I like the dark. I like the gritty. I like the horror. I like and I like the sex. And so.
There you go. It's like, it's very it's like, so do the Japanese, I mean, I know that they have different genres for like different audiences. So monster would be, I guess, would be classified as what?
Horror suspense, I would think.
Right. Okay.
Thriller
right.
maybe.
But I mean, do you know if it's like, is it what are the words, like shonen?
Dude, I don't keep up with that.
Right.
Daphne.
I don't. Yeah, I know. I don't either.
I could ask my kid; she could tell me.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
Look. Here's what I know. This is and this is what everybody's always saying. It's about it being a good book. It's a good book.
Yeah.
A good story. And if you can find the freaking anime, it's pretty damn good too.
Right. And you see, and I think that also is something that lends to the popularity of manga, is that most manga end up as anime. So not only are you reading it, but you're also watching it on the TV. You're also seeing it in theaters. So people really like, so whoever you're not getting as definitely, like Fred Perry. I mean, he's definitely one of the first people that I got into in independent comics. It's like Gold Digger was a staple, and so it's like, and we know how people connect their media together. So it's like, so if they see it's a movie and they find out that it's also a book or a manga, they want the manga too. They want to continue that story, or at least fill in the gaps or whatnot. So let's see. So in honor of Michael Oden, who was our guest last week and went into, he was our expert-ish, but the thing is, though, he recommended a book for me because I enjoy Berserk. So he recommended Vinland Saga, which is a historical manga, I guess, about the founding of Finland or something. I don't know, but it's about it's kind of like a historical fiction, and and considering that I am on kind of like a Norse Viking kick right now, so I figure I'll try out a couple of volumes. I think Vinland Saga, I think, is like 20. You see, look at me holding a book backwards. Here. This is, I think it's like 26 or 27 volumes. And actually, what I thought was pretty cool that I was expecting to get paperback, and I guess this title is only available in hardcover. And it's like, okay, all right, that's a little different. So there we go. So I'm going to try out this book that Michael Oden recommended. But the book that's always a go-to for me, it's like I showed this on the last episode, but for anybody who missed it, it's like if you just want to blindly give me something, it's like blindly give me manga. It's like you cannot go wrong with Junji Ito. I mean, it's like Junji Ito is probably the one mangaka where it's like no matter what he does, I'll read it. And it's like, so far I read, I think I read Uzumaki, I read Guo, and there was one more. I read the one with the cat where it's like, it's all it is, it's just him telling a story about his wife's cats. And he even makes that, it's like the creepiest shit you've ever seen. It's like, so this is the Junji Ito version of Frankenstein. So if you're not familiar with his types of work, this is definitely horror, a lot of body horror. It's like we're talking like Cronenberg type stuff. Obviously it was very influenced by Cronenberg, by John Carpenter. I mean, it's So this, but the thing is, there's other stories in here as well that I haven't got to yet. Now, mind you, his Frankenstein adaptation is loosely it's a loose adaptation, because I know for a fact that there are certain things in the story that he has in here that didn't really happen in the book, that doesn't appear in the book. So that's kind of my go-to book. So what else you got, Nita? What else you got?
I enjoyed Death Note very much. Even like like it's right here. I got the collector set.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with the special box and everything. But I can't pull it out because my bookshelf's a piece of crap. Y'all watch this. That is it's just waiting. It's just waiting. There'll be a new shelf behind me soon.
Right, yeah.
But the Death Note box is actually like supporting the bookshelf a little bit right now. So we're just gonna let it be.
Oh yeah, don't poke.
I really enjoyed Full Metal Alchemist. And I enjoyed Attack on Titan. And like, here's the thing. I had to have somebody point out to me that the art wasn't fantastic in Attack on Titan to realize the art wasn't fantastic because Jake, what up?
Stranger? Oh, Jake is here speaking of the manga god. There you go.
I just like I don't know, like the story was so intriguing and I was moving so fast that I didn't even notice the art wasn't great until my kid was like, no, it's not. It's horrible. In fact, they didn't really want him in Japan. And I'm like, what? And then I go back and start looking and it's like, oh, wow. Well, but the story was so damn good. I kept going. And that does not happen with mainstream comics for me at all. Like usually the story is not good enough if the art is not sufficient.
Right.
I'm a snob, I guess. Whatever.
Right. I mean, it's like there's because I've heard of that too. That there was a lot of criticism for the quality of the artist's work on Attack on Titan. But the thing is, though, I guess the story just won everybody over. That it was just so over the top that it's like that everyone could overlook the flaws of the artwork. But I mean, it just goes to show you though that it's like that their standards are so high as to what's considered bad artwork in Japan. I mean, it's like, so Jake, just to let you know, I'm glad you popped in. I know you're kind of like on a little hiatus right now, so I'm not expecting you to comment anymore about this, but I was thinking about you last week. Like last week on our manga discussion, I would have liked, I was thinking of you, but I know that you're, like I said, you're on on a hiatus, just to kind of like chill and refocus on your own stuff, which is absolutely fine. But thank you for showing up anyway. Oh well. Well, that escalated quickly. Well then, I'm gonna have to look that up. Yeah, I would think that if an editor murders his wife, that would be kind of a different thing. I mean, it's like, look, when you consider that Japan specifically has a word for finding body parts in dumpsters because it happens so often, it's like,
Jesus, he did, Daphne.
Right,
oh my God, he strangled her.
Oh, very okay.
Woman, holy shit.
Wow. That's, hey,
well then.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
So here are some books that, now mind you, it's like, I'm kind of one of these people, just to give everybody, it's like, I don't know, people kind of don't like admitting to this, but I figure I might as well. Right. I also like collecting certain mangas for its artwork. Not necessarily, the story. It's like if the artwork intrigues me enough, I'll just buy it. And I have a couple of books where I did that too, that I haven't quite sat down to read them yet. Well, some of them I can't, but right, right, yeah, exactly. I know, right? But like these, okay, so I have a couple of books here that, like this one I essentially bought for aesthetic because I don't know if it was Viz or it was Tokyo Pop that came out with an English version of this that I was so uninterested in. It took me 20 years to find the 6th volume of this book. So this is Monster Collection. This is one of my favorites. This book I completely got for the artwork. I only own the Japanese version, so I can't read this at all. So I absolutely adore this work. The artist, I don't know if I read the artist Sei Ito is. I know that there's a specific way they do the names, so that's the artist of this book. So it's called Monster Collection. It's called Monster Collection. This was back when, like card games, the Monster card games were like, I mean, They probably still are. But so this is a comic, I guess, based on a card game, or I don't know whether they based a card game on this. But this is really one of my favorites. And like I said, it took me, I bought the originals 1 through 5 when they came out somewhere in the late 90s, I think it was. And I only was able to find the sixth volume, the sixth and last volume, like a couple of months ago.
Oh, wow.
I came across a used manga seller online, and for
warning.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know. Is that yeah? Well, it's kind of the same thing here. I probably shouldn't have just casually flipped through this, And on a goof, I just typed in the name, and poof, this popped up. And look at this quality. This is considered fair. This is so it was. So I picked this up for like $10 or something online, and this is considered fair quality. You should see the other ones that I have. They're so UV damaged and yellowed and everything. So this looks brand new compared to the ones that I did buy brand new.
Yeah, I'm looking at this one, man. I've it's shown some wear. My comics don't look like this.
Right.
But that's how many times I've read this.
Right.
Like seriously, because it's holding it like this. Look.
Right.
Got that permanent little bend in it.
Right. There we go. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing that I like about manga is that I can just like kind of abuse them a bit and not feel guilty about it.
Because with the manga, they're not going to fall apart because they are bound like books.
Yeah.
With a comic, you really, it's a risk.
Yeah, like because that's the thing. Because JD doesn't let me touch his books because I'm always doing this. Like I'm manhandling them because I'm looking at the artwork. It's like I'm seeing
manhandled, Daphne.
Yeah, I know. It's like so that's one that it's pretty much for these. Because like I said, Tokyo Pop came up with an English version, and for some reason they printed it even smaller. I mean, it was kind of awful. And you know what? It's like I go, you know what? I can get bye Jake. It's like I said, for $10, I was able to get the original that I wanted. So, I got that. So, another one. Well, this one I actually read, but also I bought it for the aesthetic. But I actually read this. So this is Joan, and it's a historical fiction about the life of Joan of Arc, and it's painted by. I'm not going to try to butcher that name, but if you're old school like me, this is the artist from Macross. So like I said, it's historical fiction, right? Yeah, exactly. So this is what the interiors look like. Absolutely, one of the rare color manga that I've seen.
Could you not?
Right. Oh, it is HR typing their memoirs again. She's typing up the
sun is up, stupid.
Yeah. So that's so this is one of the I think this is like the only color manga that I have, because everything else is usually just in black and white. So this one I actually read, but aesthetically it's a beautiful book. You got anything else you want to show off?
I don't have anything I really want to show off right now. There's so much, man. I even like I don't enjoy like the imitation slice of life comics that are coming out for the most part. There are a few that are really getting my attention, but for the most part with the manga, I'll even read slice of life, which is like,
well, yeah, exactly. That I find myself, like kind of willing to experiment more with genres in manga than I am with
absolutely
with mainstream. So I think that everybody will get a kick out of seeing this one. This again, it's like I bought this decades ago, literally. The OG itself, Lotus Wars.
Holy crap.
It's like this is, it's like, how can I not own this? It's like, really, it's like, if you grew up when I did, we were all watching Lotus Wars on on whatever a bootleg VHS we were able to get our hands on. But yeah, so I have. I mean, obviously, this is the original Japanese. Again, it was printed. I think that there was an English version that was printed by CPM Manga. Ironically, the same company we did La Blue Girl for. They reprinted Lotus Wars in English. And no, I decided to stick, even back then, I decided to stick with the manga. So so I decided to just, so this is definitely really good in my collection. These next ones that I have, is there? Oh, gotta check that out, because that would be nice.
That would be really nice.
Because I know that, you see, because when I'm using like Google Translate on like French or Spanish, I can at least tell whether, it's like whether the translation is correct or not. For something like Japanese, it's like, I don't even want to guess.
Right, right.
So another OG book. This one, I still have to sit down and read. Actually, I did start reading this, but I found out the hard way. This book is a little bit more tragic than they always led me to believe. So this is a reprint of the original Tezuka Unico. And I mean, this really, really classic stuff. Classic stuff. I mean, I love, and also that's the thing too. I love how you can find all kind of like different stories done in different styles. I love I'm more preferential to the cartoony style, which is also probably the reason why I'm preferential to manga. But I mean, this is actually a sad little book. I mean, it's about two goddesses who get in a fight, and Unico ends up being punished because the other goddess can't punish the other goddess. So she punishes Unico instead. And this is literally the adventures of a unicorn that she makes friends all the way, but at the end of, I guess, her adventure, she loses her memory. So she makes all these friends that she's cursed to forget. And I go, what the fuck?
That's horrible. Oh my God.
How are you doing that to this face? It's like, really? It's like, and I had to stop reading it because it was so tragic, because every time she makes these profound friendships, it's like, it's coming, that she's destined to forget them. So it's like, oh, come on, man. No, that's true. That's exactly what this did, Nicholas. And I have yet to be able to finish it because of that. It's absolutely Greek tragedy. Shakespeare.
Daphne.
It really did. So this was a hard one for me to get through, believe it or not. So these two, I just recently got them. I got them in the last couple of months. I haven't really sat down and read them yet. So this one is a little out of my wheelhouse, believe it or not, because I usually don't care for for video games and whatnot. But I was doing some research on like manga fight scenes, how to draw manga fights, just to get ideas and whatnot.
Right.
And I saw pages from Zelda Twilight Princess, the manga.
Yeah.
And I was just like, so, what is this? What is this? And yeah, and it's like, I was just so enamored with the artwork in it that I bought all of them. It's only like a 9-issue series, a 9-volume series.
Right.
Yeah, and it's based on Twilight Princess. it has, all the characters. It has Link in it.
Nice.
And all that. And like I said, I'm usually not into video games, but the artwork in this intrigued me enough that I go, you know what? I want to own this. Oh, absolutely, Nicholas. Absolutely. Honestly, it's like I am waiting. I am hoping that because I'm a glutton for punishment, I am hoping that they come out with some kind of like I want to read the light novels for Violet Evergarden that the series is based on. The Netflix series is based on, but I guess they're not available. They're not available in English, as far as I can tell. Like, they're available in German. If I could read German, they have the light novel available, but I've yet to find it in English. Yeah, because it's like that. Violet Evergarden just rips my heart out, and I love it for it. That's kind of what it is. So Legend of Zelda, like I said, this was the big surprise in my collection. That's like, wow, it's like never thought I would own something like this, but there we have. It just goes to show you. It just goes to show you that that's what manga does to me.
I love the suspense of manga. Like when they can drop a main character like a fucking fly, and you do not know. With the American comics, there's a good chance they're coming back, or there's always this. Let's pad it and sugarcoat it or whatever.
Right.
Manga, brutal.
Right.
They just I mean, yes, they will bring people back on occasion, but yeah. Oh, yes.
Right. Which one? Yes. Oh, Vampire. Yeah, exactly. Vampire Hunter D. Classic. Let's see. Have there any anime that you two have read that you love, even though the stories had a crappy ending? Escaflowne. Oh, you don't. It's like, and the thing is, though, it's not that Escaflowne was poorly written, but I hate that ending. Because it seems that that's actually kind of like a popular genre right now of the person who gets transported into another world, and they have to kind of like live their life there and have, and so Escaflowne had me, like the television series, not the movie, because that's also Escaflowne is one of those shows that they kept noodling with the story depending on who was doing whatever movie. So the television series, I think, had the better story, but they did the movie and they completely changed a lot of things that I didn't like. But the thing is that, I was Escaflowne, I was watching it, all the episodes, and then at the very end, bitch wanted to go back. Hitomi wanted to go back to the real world, and I go, wait, what? What? Because she had, it's like, no, it's like, it's like, what? It's like dragons and giant robots and a prince that's obviously falling in love with you, but you got to finish high school. Oh, get out of here. What the fuck is that? I never forgave Escaflowne for that ending. I mean, it was just like, here it was. Yeah, I know. Here it was. It's like I mentioned it. It's like I can't watch the series because I hate the build up to that final episode. It's that's if there's one that the anime that I have to finish watching, though, is one called The 12 Kingdoms, where it's the same premise, but it's kind of reversed. It's a Japanese girl who always like never felt like she fit in. And then it turns out that she was like the whole hidden princess trope, from another world. And and it's like, so she goes back to her fantasy, to her fantasy world that's actually her real home. Right. But the cool thing about it is that there's this little storyline where her goth friend from school like hates her for the fact that, like she goes, I'm the one that's supposed to belong in the fantasy world. And the villain takes advantage of that and turns the goth girl into kind of like a weapon. And then the goth girl realizes, it's like, holy shit, I really don't want to be here. And it's such an interesting turn on the trope. that it's like I just have to finish watching it. I have the DVDs. It's like I just have it. It's called the 12 Kingdoms. So this last one that I want to talk about, it's like I said, I just got this. I've never heard of it before. I literally bought it on a lark. I just flipped through it, and it's like, you know what? Again, the artwork is intriguing enough for me to give it, to actually put money down. So it's called Stravaganza, and it's about a princess who, I guess, she disguises herself. I can't really flip through it. Hold on, because it's
one of little princess tales. So
it's kind of an Ichi story, because it's like like
we can 18 it. We can 18
it. Okay, look, here's so here's like some of the artwork in it. So it's about a princess who disguises herself as a knight to help protect her kingdom. And it's like and it's like every couple of pages is figuring out a way how to get the poor girl out of her top, so it's one of those types of books. But it's very, I really like it, though. It's very it's very well done, and like I said, it's like the artwork intrigued me enough that I was willing to pick it up, and also kind of like overlook the Ichi aspects of it. But it's cool. It's cool, So like it turns out, like in this world, humans are actually the rare creature. So there's not that many humans left, but they, so they have to protect themselves against all the monsters and the other like monster races that surround them. So I mean, really, it's like I just took a chance on this book. Again, something that I really don't do with mainstream. I do not take chances with a mainstream book. It's like, but with manga, it's like I go, look, at worst, I know, right? Yeah. At worst, I can enjoy the artwork. But yeah, it's like I think that manga just allows me to enjoy a lot of different. It's a lot of things,
and they haven't forgot just fun.
Yeah,
like just fun, like Assassination Classroom, which might not be the best thing in the world to bring up right now.
Right.
But
well,
Assassination Classroom, man, the whole premise is these kids trying to kill their teacher, and it's fucking awesome and fun.
Right. Yeah, there you go. And it's like, you get all these, crazy stories, and it's like, I don't know. It's the same thing when I feel like when me and JD went to Paris years ago, and he found the bookstore. I mean, the comic book store. I thought it was just a bookstore, and he goes, "No, it's a comic book store." And I didn't recognize it because, I'm so used to everything having fucking Witchblade in the window, and Spider-Man and whatnot. This looked like a bookstore, and he goes, "No, it's a comic book store." And we went in, and it was a friggin' comic book store. And the thing is, though, and what was exciting, is that I just had to glance, and I was already finding stuff that I was interested in. I mean, it's like I bought like a stack of books like that. Like I didn't have to search. It's like I just turned.
You weren't digging through long boxes, Daphne?
Right. Yeah, exactly. No, everything is like these prestige hardcovers. It's like, and it's like, holy shit, here's a comic.
It's a respected medium.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what it is. It's like
people get grants,
it's considered, they get grants to do this. They're supported by the government. It's like, Angoulême is subsidized. I mean, it's like, because it's considered a cultural heritage. It's like that. It's important. It's like when your government feels it's important for its population to be exposed to comics. I mean, come on. I mean, it's like literally, it's like the first books that I got. It's like, oh my God, here's a book about the Roman Empire. Here's another book about Joan of Arc. And here's like a Baron Munchausen type book with furries in it. It's like, this is how superhero fans feel when they walk into a comic book store. That no matter that they can just walk in and know that they're going to find something.
No matter which direction you look,
You know, I mean, Nita, it's like I got so niche in European comics that I literally found a comic book. I mean, I still can't believe this book exists. It's a book specifically about Roman chariot racing.
Oh my gosh.
That's how niche it gets. And I'm like, I need another suitcase. You know? I mean, and that's the thing. And I think it's the same thing with manga too. It's like, sure, you have a lot of the same tropes all the time. But the thing is, though, is that I can, at least if I scan through manga, I know I'll eventually find something.
Right.
And the thing is, so yeah, and you know what? Being able to pick up a book this thick, for what did this cost? Let me see what it is. This is $19. This was $20.
Right.
$20. I mean, it's like you go on Kickstarter, you get one issue for 30. You're lucky if you get 32 pages for $20. You know? So it's like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna take a chance with bye, Nicholas, have fun. I'm going to take a chance on this book. Of course I am. You know, so there we have it. You know, it's like, and also, you know, so everybody who's watching, check out the chat. There's a hell of a lot of recommendations happening in the chat too, because, you know, we got the best chat.
Yeah, we do.
You know, there's a lot of recommendations in there. Like I said, just one recommendation from last week I picked up, you know, and that's the thing too. No matter like how old these series are, you can probably still find them for cover price. That's the thing. They're always reprinting them in one way or another. One, you know, it's like I said,
they'll make you hold your breath for a minute, and you'll see them skyrocket. Like, I'm not even kidding. When I saw Volume 4 of Monster going for $400+ I almost died.
But the thing is, though, all you had to do is wait, and they reprinted it.
They reprint it.
So there you go. So it's like, you know, so yeah, you don't have to, you know, struggle so hard to pick up. I mean, like the Vinland Saga, I think I paid like $16 for it or something, you know, and it's a hardcover. You know, I mean, it's like, and that's the thing too. Again, it's like, I'm taking a chance on this book. You know, it's like, look, manga makes it easy. It's like, I'm more likely to find something that I like. At worst, okay, the story, if the story is stupid, I know I'll enjoy the artwork anyway.
Right.
You know, and it's like, you know, it's all win-win for me. And it's a lot easier for me to get into. I mean, okay, so I have to adjust my reading a little bit. You know, but it's like, come on, we're all adults here. You know, if kids can figure it out, you can figure it out. You know, come on. It's like, you're just, you know, just follow the boxes. You know, it's not that hard. So any last comments about
don't be a hater. Don't be a hater.
Yeah. It's like,
don't be jealous.
Right, exactly.
That seems to be going around right now. Don't be jealous.
Right, exactly. It's like, look, you know, it's like, look, if manga, look, I mean, honestly, manga, bande dessinées, or whatever, it's like, you know, as long as you're reading comics, that's the part that counts, right? You know, so it's like, who cares if it's in another language? Who cares? I mean, Jesus, I'm using my French comics to actually learn French. So, you know, it serves a whole bunch of different you know, different purposes. I know a lot of you guys out there started learning Japanese just to read manga, the untranslated manga. So you know what? There you go. You know, we're culturally expanding our minds here. You know, all with comics and all because of comics. So yeah, you know, that's pretty much it for me. You know, it was just nice being able to look through these books again. You know, it's really, I completely forgot about the Unico one, and then when I started flipping through, it's like, oh yeah, that's why I stopped reading it. I don't feel like crying right now. So that's pretty much it for us. So thank you everybody in the chat for joining us. A special shout out to Jake, who peeked out of his little burrow, and now he saw his shadow and went back. So yes, and I want to thank the people, the people who are watching from Regions Beyond. Thank you for staying along with us. I know I see you dropping off. You know it's the end of the show. You know how it goes, so that's fine. You know, sometimes I don't make it to the end of the show either. So it happens.
You have to make it to the end of this one, Daphne.
That's true. That's true, because I am on the actual show. So but thanks again for spending your hour with us, and I hope that we introduced you to some books that maybe you'll just like try out and look out for or something. Tell them the Ragin 2 sent you, although the bookstore will be like, I don't know who they are. So it's like,
well, then tell them to find out. Tell them to go to YouTube. And
there you go. Yeah, there you go. So there's a solution to everything, right? It's a solution to everything. So on that note, again, happy Friday. I hope wherever you are, it cools out off a bit more than it does for me here. So have a great weekend. And as always, eat your food, moisturize, mind your business, and do the work, because when you actually do the work, you never have to fake your accomplishments. And honestly, that's kind of how I'm feeling. I'm feeling very accomplished this week.
You are so accomplished, Daphne.
I am very accomplished. So thank you, everybody. And hit that button.
We're out of here.